why would I suddenly be on the side of the villains?
How quickly did you feel a shift within the Broadway community?
Oh my God, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it. And your family allowed that?
Yeah.
That's a Shonda.
You've created this safe pocket within the Broadway community for Zionist Jews.
Someone has to speak out.
Today's episode is brought to you by Berkeley Moshav, a Jewish co-housing community being built in California. Visit berkeleymoshav.org to learn more.
Do, re, mi, fa, so excited to be here with you today for what's sure to be a very special episode of Being Jewish, especially for those of you who stick around all the way to the end, hint, hint. A quick reminder, we just launched our subscriber-only community, the Kehillah, offering you exclusive content, merch, and FaceTime with me. So please head to beingjewishpodcast.com/community and join us and the rest of your BJJP fam. And hey, if you aren't subscribed on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts yet, please do so. We really need the numbers to be able to continue this show. I mean it. Thank you. Speaking of shows, my guest today has put on a whole lot of them. He's a Broadway actor, pianist, musical director, Emmy-nominated writer, cruise director, and beloved voice on SiriusXM's On Broadway channel. But as much as he'd love to be just a singing and a dancing, well, maybe not a dancing, since October 7th, he has been not just but the leader of the Broadway Jewish community, organizing Jewish performers around advocacy, strategy, and public celebration of Jewish joy. This is a man who has taken Go Full Jew to heart in a way that is reaching and inspiring musical theater fans all over the world. Please welcome the king of the key change, the mensch of all maestros, Mr. Seth Rudetsky.
Two things. That was a really beautiful introduction. Second of all, I've always wanted to do this podcast, and I've been seething for the last year that you haven't asked me.
We're just waiting for the right moment.
Thank you. Third of all, I was in the Oberlin Dance Company, so the disparaging of my dance is not cool. Not cool at all.
I was trying to give you like an out and make a joke out of it, and I apologize.
Yeah, I was amazing.
Like so many people I've had on this show, already, Jewish identity, very much a part of who you are, has always been. But October 7th is when you pivot and step into a role within the Jewish community, seeing the need and the urgency there. Like, again, like so many of the people who've come out on the show. What was October 7th and those early days like for you?
Okay, totally feels right. Like, I haven't talked about this at all. Okay, so I had really dedicated, my life obviously to Broadway, which I love so much in music, but really to social justice.
Yes, and we're gonna get into your extensive career as an advocate for so many different causes and communities in a little bit.
But I haven't really ever focused on anything Jewish because, except for the gay lesbian synagogue, which I love, but I just haven't really faced any prejudice. I was always like, I don't want to figure out what Israel is. I keep hearing negative. I just didn't want to deal with it, and I just never did anything. Oh God, everything's making me cry. Okay, anyway.
It's okay.
So October 7th happened. You mentioned I was a cruise director. It's not called being a cruise director,
No,
but it's hilarious. No, I loved it though. It was hilarious. So I got off, I was running my Broadway cruise. I got off it and I got an email from a guy named Michael Rubin, who I don't know very well, but basically it was a couple days after October 7th. But he's Israeli and he's also American, but he's a big Broadway person. And he said, we have this horrible massacre and the Broadway community speaks out about so many things and no one is saying anything. And he said, I've written to a couple of organizations and no one is doing anything. And he said, like, have people forgotten that Jewish people have so much to do with Broadway? And at first I was like, I can't deal with this. And then I just thought, wow, why hasn't anyone said anything? And I guess that's what did it. I just realized, like, someone has to speak out.
Were you on the cruise ship on October 7th?
I think I was. And, you don't really get news, and I didn't know it was that big of a massacre. I was just like, something happened. It just seemed like, another horrible thing happened in Israel. But, there's always craziness in the Middle East. But then when the guy wrote to me, it really hit. And the fact that no one was kind of responding to him made me very sad.
If you can remember, like, what was your first step into, I need to fill this void?
I think I did maybe some social media posts saying, I don't understand why people aren't posting anything sympathetic. I think that's maybe the first thing I did. I got some nice responses, but really the main thing that I can think of, because I wish I remembered better, but I know that Deborah Messing got in touch with me and said they want to do a video to help the hostages come home, just to show support to them. And she recommended me. And I think someone else said, oh, there was a beautiful version of Bring Him Home that someone sang in Israel. So I think I thought, oh, well, why don't we change it to Bring Them Home? And anyway, because my husband and I had done What the World Needs Now Is Love after the Pulse nightclub massacre, I was like, oh, this is something I can definitely do, and I know how to do it. So I started sending texts out to people, and I organized it, and Deborah really helped, and she got the funding because we needed, obviously not for me, but we needed money like to rent the studio. Yeah,
sure.
And Shelley Williams, who when we did the inauguration video for Joe Biden, she had directed that. So I asked Shelley to direct this, and my friend Mark Gazowski filmed it. So that was really the first big thing I did, was put out this video. I think I put it out maybe, oh, I know. Okay, so I was doing that, but at the same time I was talking to Shelley because I said, when Black Theater United was formed, they came on, I had a live stream called Stars in the House, which still exists, but the main point of it was when we're raising money for the Actors Fund during the pandemic. And when they formed Black Theater United after George Floyd was killed, they came on our show and they announced it, and we did a lot of fundraising for them. So I said to Shelley, I said, you know, Jews are really struggling right now on Broadway and around the world. Like, can you guys help? And she said, the way we got help is we formed our own organization, and we went to other organizations and we said, here's what we need. So she said, you really have to form your own organization. That's when I realized, God, there's no Jewish organization on Broadway. So I said, we have to form our own. And that's why I formed Jewish Broadway Alliance. And that kind of became the auspices for the hostage video that we did.
How quickly did you feel a shift within the Broadway community, which, you know, is meant to be the most open and inclusive and diverse and sort of loving, and as we've seen, has sort of been as susceptible, if not more so, to some of the propaganda and anti-Israel, anti-Jewish sentiment and rhetoric as anybody else?
Again, it makes me cry. I mean, really right away. It's just, I saw just a lack of sympathy, and, you know, and not 100%, but there was either a complete lack of sympathy or support, posting anything supportive, or I saw flat out believing propaganda. It's kind of the most traumatic thing I've ever been through, you know?
Yeah.
Even though, you know, I have a brother that died. I have some horrible things that happened to me, but I've never, ever felt isolated from my community. I never felt isolated from what I believe in, which is social justice. I always felt we had this unity, and it was traumatic, and it still is. And my hope is that if people really separate the propaganda from reality, things will change.
How have you been experiencing this directly? Is it in the real world? Is it in rehearsal rooms? Or is it social media exclusively?
It's a good question. Look, compared to other people, I really actually have it easy. I try to be really careful with what I post, that it can't really be misconstrued into something that people can argue about, even though they still do. But I try to be careful with what I post socially on social media. Most of the responses I get are actually very thankful and happy that I'm writing when I'm writing. For the hostage video, definitely, you know, I had at least one person that, you know, wouldn't do it. It was just so shocking to me. The hostage video literally just said, bring them home. Like, that was the point of the video. It was so bizarre to me that this person flagrantly said no. I got someone I know well that I've worked with a job singing in Israel, and they wrote back a crazy, like, why would I work in a country where, and just like the most horrible fake things were said. I'm not 21. Like, my history has been supporting social justice. Why would I suddenly not understand, you know, social justice and suddenly be like, I want people more? You know, and maybe it is hubris, but I'm like, why would I suddenly be on the side of the villains? Like, thank God I haven't, like, lost friends. Like, I know people that have really been through hard things that I haven't, thank God. And thank God my husband, we were both sort of like, Israel, what? Like, we both didn't really know anything. And by the way, I still don't know that much. I really don't. But we educated ourselves a little bit, and we're definitely on the same page about stuff.
That's good.
Believe me, it's good, because I mean, it would be like, I want to be able to be married. Just like those people that are like James Carville, like, I'm right wing, he's left wing, and it's like, no, like, I'm not doing polar opposites. It's cute, like, none of that. Like, we have to agree on, like, on kindness. Like, that to me is about kindness. It's not like I'm for Obama, I'm for Hillary. It's like, okay, like I understand both sides. Like, I'm for evil, I'm for good. So anyway, we're both for good.
Right. Have you felt supported by your friends who you most expected to be supported by, like the inner circle?
Yeah. Well, interestingly, my one of my absolute close friends, Jack Plotnick, who I wrote my Broadway show with, Disaster, we were both like super, super leftist, and we both become crazy pro-Israel. Like, it's just hilarious because we support the oppressed, and that's what it just feels like. It's like we're speaking out for the oppressed. So we've really bonded over it. There are other friends, I guess, I don't talk about it that much with, but I don't think they're necessarily anti. So as long as, I have James, my husband, I have Jack, and I have, we have like a WhatsApp group basically for leftist Zionists, which is what I am. It's like pro social justice and pro Israel. Not necessarily Netanyahu on any level, but, just like, let's have a nice, safe place for Jewish people to live.
Shouldn't be that difficult.
No, ma'am.
You made it sound very clear.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into the Jewish Broadway Alliance.
Okay.
What exactly is it?
Yeah.
And who is it for?
Yeah.
And what have you tried to accomplish with it?
It's so in its infancy, which is crazy because it did begin after October 7th, but it's basically me with a lot of people saying, how can I help? And me going, oh, I don't know. So like if I had more, you know what I mean? If I had more people really working on it, then it would be a lot further along. The main reason I formed it is because I do believe all this anti-Jewish and anti-Israel bias is because of propaganda and misinformation.
Right.
And I thought if there's just an easy way I can educate people and say, well, here are the actual facts, I just think people's minds would be changed. But then on top of that, in our WhatsApp group or maybe in one of our Zooms, everyone's like, oh my God, everything is so depressing Jewish-wise. And someone said, what about doing some Jewish joy? And I said, I've been wanting to do this like Broadway Shabbat. It's just like a fun thing every Friday. So we just started doing this thing every Friday. Thank you for being on it.
Yes.
Every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we just do the brachas, the blessings, the candle lighting. We do refuah shalema, where it's like a prayer to make people feel better. We just kibitz and tell funny stories. I show like idiot video clips, and then we have a live song at the end. So that's also the thing. It's just spreading some Jewish joy, not everything. It's sort of like when you're gay also. It's like every gay movie is like he came out to his family or like he died of AIDS. It's like, oh my God, is everything out to the same two horrible story? So for Jews, it's like we're oppressed. Like, I get it. Can we also like have some fun? So this Broadway Shabbat is fun.
Yes, and I, as you alluded to, I got to participate once. I think I'm due for another round.
Yes, but I need a full song.
With a full song and vibrato on the Kiddush this time.
And yeah, he literally was, oh my God, that made me crazy. Yes, thank you.
Well, I always feel weird about like performing the Kiddush. Do you know what I mean?
Did you ever hear my bar mitzvah tape? No, you didn't. But I was like, Hashem. It is the most like vibrato mask. No, when you got a voice, show it off, girl.
I know. I feel awkward about it because it's like it doesn't feel like the right venue for it.
But maybe because you grew up with the Platts, maybe because everyone could out vibrato the other person, so you had to straight tone it to be different.
Maybe, but I was always the Kiddush guy. I mean, I'm the
and
Kiddush
you straight toned it, and your family allowed that?
Yeah,
that's a shanda.
Yeah, okay.
Have you ever wanted to live in a Jewish village right here in America? Now you can. Berkeley Moshav is a multi-generational Jewish co-housing community located in Berkeley, California. They are a vibrant community of kids, elders, and everyone in between, participating together as neighbors in the rhythms of Jewish life. They are family-focused, Jewishly diverse, and open to all backgrounds and family types. Berkeley Moshav has already begun construction on their future village, and there are a few homes left. So to learn more about this unique Jewish co-housing community and how you can reserve a home, visit berkeleymoshav.org and sign up for an info session. Once again, that's berkeleymoshav.org.
I think you did a Hanukkah thing too, right?
Yes. Okay, wait a minute. So actually, by the way, I just remembered that Amanda Lipitz put together Broadway Shabbat on Broadway, which, by the way, Jewish Broadway Alliance was also involved with, which was amazing. It was on Broadway. It was all these great Jewish performers. That was like a full amazing version of it. We just do like a fun one at our house. But Amanda Lipitz, let me just give her credit for that. Amanda Lipitz also, I barely had anything to do with this, did this stunning Hanukkah candlelighting in Times Square with Julie Banco singing this arrangement of Tomorrow. Oh my God, with cantor Ozzy Schwartz. I did, however, I forgot I did this, which was really fun. There's this really hilarious writer who did 8 Days More. Was that the first parody? Anyways, Rachel Schuchert. So she takes Broadway shows and she does parodies of them about the holidays. So 8 Days More was Hanukkah.
That's great.
But the first one that I did, and I just did it last year, was Everything's Coming Up Moses, which is the story of Passover told through Gypsy, and it's amazing.
It tracks really well.
Well, it's like some Hebrews come Hebrews can get a thrill. Making pyramids. Well, got up a sandy hill. God, I wish I remembered. It is so brilliant. I mean, it really is brilliant. So we did a contra version of that where Chip Zion was God. I was Moses. Tova Feldshuh played my mother. It's so funny. I want to just do basically Jewish joy stuff and just education, but keep this shit lighthearted.
Who pays for those things? Like, how do those things come together? Where we've got a theater, we've got performers, we're streaming it.
My husband and I have a 501c3 called United Voices for Change, which is basically using the arts for social justice.
Amazing.
So as far as I know, that was paid for, but it's like costs. I mean, everything I do is like $1. I don't know. It's like it was a couple $100. It was nothing. But with JBA, like we need a website. So I'm gonna have to start raising money for Jewish Broadway Alliance for specifically really for the website, and for if some people when they do talks are going to want to get paid. So I'm going to need money for that eventually.
Okay, well, I would imagine there's somebody watching or listening to this podcast who wants to come work for the Jewish Broadway Alliance.
That I would love.
Let us know. We need some staff. Let's make it happen. What does it mean to you to have this community, this Jewish Broadway Alliance? You've created this sort of safe pocket within the Broadway community for Zionist Jews.
Well, let me just first say, Zionist has now become like a complete pejorative word. Like I just got like anxiety with you saying it. Like to me, what Zionism is Jews are from Judea. There's just historical proof that we are. And, we were kicked out of Judea, and then like all these other people took over, including England, British. And then it was sort of like, oh, here's some of Judea back. So it just means that like we get to go back to where we came from. I mean, isn't that what Zionism is?
Yeah.
And yet it's self-determination is I don't know what that means.
Governing yourself.
Okay, but you can say I'm governing myself to take over another country. Like to me, it could be misinterpreted. I don't know if it means governing yourself to take over another country. To me, it means we're from this land, and as far as I know, that's historically accurate. I'm not making that up, right? Like Jews are from Judea. Then we were kicked out. We were dispersed to like the Sephardic people were like Spain and Portugal, and then like Ashkenazi like me, like Russia, Poland, and then interestingly after World War II, two of my friends that are totally pro-Israel, they thought just the UN felt bad for Jews and just gave them a random piece of land. They didn't know Jews were from Judea. So they just thought, my friends were like, oh, weren't they just given that because they felt bad? I said, no, it was because we were there originally thousands of years ago. So that's what I feel about the education. Like if people just knew Zionism, it doesn't mean like we're kicking out other people to give us land. It just means we're finally getting land back. I mean, and again, if I'm wrong, because somebody's even like, that's not true. But I'm like, how is it not true? Aren't we historically from Judea? Like, yeah. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, so
all the Arab monuments and things are all built on top of the Jewish ones.
Right, and it's like I get it. It's like people, other countries take over other countries, but
sure.
The point is, we got this piece of land back. I guess I just always felt 100% united with everybody on the left, 100%, and I felt this army of people, and it's weird. It feels a little bit like when I go being gay and I go to a state where I feel gays aren't welcome, and I look around and I'm like, did any of you vote, for the GOP? Like and I kind of feel that way a little bit on Broadway. I look around and I'm like, did you post something horrible? Like, so it's nice to have this group. It's a very warm feeling, but it's scary that I don't feel safe like I used to feel. I don't think people hate Jews because they want to hate Jews. I just think they really believe that Jews came in and colonized and kicked people out, and that I don't know. I think they just believe bad things, and I can understand if I were told that, because I was always sort of like, Israel sounds annoying. Like I wasn't necessarily pro-Israel because it just I'm not religious. Religious people have unfortunately been not really good to gay people at all. So I've always been like, oh God, they're annoying. So I can understand why you'd be like, oh wow, they sound like not nice people. But if you kind of knew what was happening, I think people would feel differently. So that's what I'm trying to do.
How are you trying to do that? So like you mentioned you did, I saw a video with Roz Rothstein, you
yes.
did the video with Richie Torres. But how are you ensuring that the people who actually need to see those videos are the ones seeing them, and not just, you're not just preaching to the choir?
Right, no, 100%. I'm not. I mean, that's where I feel like it's a lot of people saying, how can I help? And me not actually being specific, because those videos I think are great, and at least they live online. So that is, you're right, something that I should be sharing out a lot more, because I think I think we got people that are very fair-minded that are just giving facts. Second of all, and I spoke to you about this a while ago, I really think it's important to go to Broadway shows and really talk to the actors about the prejudice. I have a friend that's in a major Broadway show right now, and he's the only Jewish guy in his dressing room, and there's some really anti-Jewish stuff being said, and he said, I can't even go to HR. He goes, because everyone's going to know that I'm the one who did it. He feels very alone. And it's a major Broadway show. So I feel like I want to be able to go to Broadway shows and go like, just so you know, like, you may say, oh, you could be anti-Zionist and anti-Jewish, but it's like, you really can't. Anti-Zionist means you don't believe Israel has a right to exist. The point is, I want to talk to people, and I just want to give facts. I don't want to give hyperbole and gray areas. I want to give facts, and I think that will hopefully help people.
Okay, so more advocacy.
Yes.
You've done dozens of concert musicals to raise money for the Actors Fund.
Yes.
That's a lot of work, no?
Are you kidding me? I love that. I love cast. One of my favorite things is casting, is being like, oh my God, this person. I mean, Dreamgirls, I always think of, it was like such an unknown cast. It was like my friend Norman Lewis. I mean, he'd done Broadway, but like William Porter, like all these people were such newcomers in a sense. And I loved it. I mean, it's just it's the most fun thing ever. Listen, it's stressful. It's these one-night events, but as an ADD person, I think you also know, like, there's also, you have so much focus and so much energy when it's like, you've got to get it right that one time.
Yeah.
But it's just fun. I can't, it wasn't hard. It was fun. I did Dreamgirls, I did Hair, Whorehouse, Chess, which is back on Broadway. But anyway, yeah, I love doing those concerts. They're so fun.
Are there any more up your sleeve?
I want to do a best of, because I'm like, I would love to bring the 3 Dreamgirls, you know, Lilius, Heather, and Audra. I'd love to do 5 numbers from that. I want to have, do my Funny Girl, have like, you know, Sutton and Adina. I'm thinking of doing a best of the concerts that I did. I also want to do A Day in Hollywood and Night in the Ukraine. There's a great role that I've always wanted to play, because they're playing our song with Sutton, so I want to do A Day in Hollywood with Sutton. Yeah, I have ideas.
What about one for the Jewish community?
Listen, the reality is, it's still scary to do anything for the Jewish community. It's like, I don't know if I could deal with whatever quote unquote backlash I'm going to get. I don't know if I have the koyach.
Like 90% of all shows are written by Jews.
Yeah. You know, it's funny though, because I was also thinking, you know, about how there are a lot of Jewish roles are not played by Jewish people. And I was thinking, I was like, because I do think it's important, like, you know, in the Heights you have actual, you know, Latinx people. Then I was like, well, maybe it's because Jews have been on Broadway so long. And then I started to think like, you know, Jewish people created a lot of Broadway, but really the Broadway stars haven't been Jewish. I was like Mary Martin, Julie Andrews, Ethel Merman, Carol Channing, like Patty LuPone, Betty Buckley. Like, there actually aren't a lot of Jewish Broadway stars at all. So really, it would be nice if when Fiddler is done, like, we give it to some Jewish people. But yeah, it's interesting. We don't have that many Jewish stars. But you're right, the creation for Shizzle. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but I just found out recently that West Side Story was based on the shofar. Did you know that?
What?
That's the shofar.
Oh.
And so much of the show is boy, boy, crazy boy, or Maria, or the other way, could be. It's based because Leonard Bernstein was so Jewish. So, but yes, you were saying, isn't it crazy? Well, look, because Jewish stuff now is tied in to Israel, and there is such hatred towards Israel that, yeah, it's. I would be unfortunately scared to do something.
Don't we have to teach folks that they shouldn't be conflated? That, like, we can do a Jewish night of honoring Jewish composers that has absolutely nothing to do with Israel or politics or current events or anything?
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, my Dreamgirls, really my proudest achievement, probably. But Dreamgirls, one of my proudest things, happened because of Judaism. So I went to the gay lesbian synagogue. I went there for Yom Kippur, and they do it at the Jacob Javits Center, and they don't charge any money. And I was like, this is the one time a year that all synagogues charge money, because every Jew is like, I have to go. And the fact that they weren't charging money, it's beautiful, the Javits Center. And it was, by the way, tons of straight people. It's a gay and lesbian synagogue. But I was like, wow, this is like amazing they do this. So I was like, I want to raise the money. So I did a benefit 1997 where I said, I'm going to raise you guys money and I'm going to honor gay Jewish composers, because that's what the synagogue is. And I honored David Friedman, who wrote, you know, the song, Help is on the way from places you don't know about today. It's a
I don't
theme.
know.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Theme to the Easter Bonnet competition. They do it every year. He's a brilliant composer. And I also honored Henry Krieger, who wrote Dreamgirls. And Lilias White was in tech rehearsal for The Life. And I said, can you play Effie? And she's like, I'm in tech. Thinking that would mean she can't do it. But she's like, I'll come after tech. So like, she literally did tech all day for The Life, came and did Effie at Don't Tell Mama, this little fundraiser for the Gay Lesbian Synagogue. And I was so freaked out by how brilliant she was. I said, I have to do the show on Broadway with a full orchestra. And that's why I did my Dreamgirls concert. So my point is, yes, I have raised money for some Jewish stuff, and it led to even greater things. You're right.
I feel like if there was here's our concert honoring Stephen Sondheim and Leonard Bernstein and Bernstein.
Yeah.
I gotta remember that.
I know. It's so complicated.
No, it's not, because it's like, it's Einstein, Bernstein.
But
like the good ones are all
Hammerstein.
Steins. But was he Jewish?
Yes.
Hammerstein?
Yes. And Rogers. They're both Jewish. Rich Russian.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's based Irving Berlin. I mean, almost every famous composer was Jewish.
Gershwin.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you mean this?
2017, in the wake of the Donald Trump election, you start doing Concert for America series.
Yes.
Benefiting a number of organizations like the NAACP, the National Immigration Law Center, and the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yes.
Really going to bat for your fellow Americans and social justice.
That happened because Jessie Mueller texted me and James when we were in London, and she was like, how can we help out these organizations that are going to get hit by the new administration? Because it was really nonpartisan. It wasn't about it wasn't anti-Trump. It was more just we were nervous that laws were going to be kind of anti-environment, and laws were going to be, maybe hate crimes were going to rise. So it was a nonpartisan concert. And we raised a lot of money for them.
You did several of them, right? I mean,
We did them all over the country. Yeah.
Yeah. Which brings me back to my previous thing. If you did a concert to support the Broadway Jewish community or whatever, don't you think some people would be like, I'm glad you're asking me, because I want to stand by you and support you. I just don't know how to do it.
The fact that I wanted to make that video just to say, please release the hostages, and it was polarizing to many people. I mean, it literally was just, please release the hostages. Like, how is there two sides to that? And yet it was. So in one sense, I don't really want to know I don't want to ask people and have them say no, because it's going to, I know I'm like sass and whatever, but I'm such an emotional, sensitive person. I can't really take it. So I don't know if I can deal with someone that I love saying no emotionally. I don't think I can take it.
I understand. Okay, so you've mentioned it a few times, but now we're going to get into it. Stars in the House.
Oh.
This is a good one. This is a fun one. Your live stream COVID time entertainment series. You do over 500 episodes.
Wow, talk about research.
I was up till 3:30 a.m. last night
even
getting
know
this thing
about any of
together.
this. Really, more than 500?
ADHD style. Didn't do it till the night before, triage. You've raised over $2 million for organizations like the Actors Fund, the Trevor Project, the Humane Society of New York. And the cool stuff you're really doing, again, it's this power you have to bring folks together and getting people to say yes. You have all these cast reunions of original Broadway companies like A Chorus Line and Ragtime, TV casts like Taxi and The West Wing, movies like Night at the Museum and Disney's Hercules. Like, those are awesome things. I bet there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I didn't know that exists, and are about to go Google Stars in the House. You got a great YouTube channel. How much work was that, and how much of it was just like rewarding and you're sitting at home and we didn't have anything to do anyways?
So basically, it was my idea in the sense that I thought, oh my God, when Broadway shut down, I thought, no one's going to have work, and we live check to check anyway. The Actors Fund is going to be inundated. Now it's called the Entertainment Community Fund.
Right.
But the Actors Fund is going to be inundated. So I said to James, we should do some kind of online fundraiser. So Broadway shut down Thursday. So I came up with the idea on Saturday, and then James sort of took it away, because I didn't know anything about split StreamYard. So I thought I was going to call Kelly O'Hara, do a Facebook Live with Kelly O'Hara on my phone, so that I would hold the phone up on Facebook Live. And I was like, this is amazing. So James called our friend David Katz, and they found out what StreamYard was, and that you could do split screen. And you see our first episode with Kelly, I'm like, it works. So it was a ton of work for James. Because we did shows, it was every day at 2:00 and 8:00 every day. So he had production meetings all day long. He just did all that work. Whereas, because I have a longer connection with Broadway, I'd be more like texting the friends to do stuff. So
who gets Ben Stiller and Sean Levy? Like, who gets the cast of Grey's Anatomy? Like,
that was all from connections. It's like Ben Stiller, I found out, was like a fan of mine from the radio. Chandra Wilson. Like, it's all because that's where Sirius XM really pays off, because I never know who the hell's listening to me.
It's awesome.
Tina Fey for
Right,
30
you did
Rock.
a 30 Rock thing.
Yeah. But it was great. It gave us incredible focus. And then after George Floyd, we dedicated the whole month to the NAACP LDF Legal Defense Fund. Again, people wanted to do something, so it was so nice that, like, okay, here's a way that we could raise money for them.
And you still have done sort of some one-off versions of. Were you?
This still exists.
Were you happy when it came to an end and we were back to where you're like, now I don't have to, create 2 live streams every single day, or was it sad?
I still have a lot more ideas. We started doing sing-throughs. Like after there was that fire in Hawaii, because Ann Harada's from Hawaii, we got together at the cast of Avenue Q and did a sing-through. Like, that was so incredible. First of all, we raised great money. Second of all, it was so fun. So I want to start doing more of those. And actually, one of the things I'm the most proud of, when the Almost Famous record came out, the cast came over to our apartment and they sang through some numbers. Tom Kitt lives near me. So in the middle of the podcast, I was like, Tom, can you just like walk over and play for this cast? So he played for them, and Cameron Crowe was watching. We were in this little tiny room, and they were all singing. It was amazing because it was talk about being inside the music. James and I were just in the circle of this singing. And Cameron Crowe was watching, and it made him realize that the Broadway production was much bigger than he ever wanted. He wanted to do a scaled down production, and that's what they're doing literally right now. And it was inspired because Stars in the House, because he watched how small it was. And now there's a production happening right now that Cameron Crowe and Tom Kitt put together that's scaled down. So
Where's
it makes
that?
me happy. I want to say ART, but I don't know if that's possible because the ART is in California. It's very close to here, and we're going to go see it. We're going to put it on the Chiron right here
there
where
we
it
go.
is. But my point is, yes, I still want to do it. And of course, there's so many causes that I want to support. I guess I'm a little like, aren't live streams annoying? Like, don't we just want to be in a theater? So that's the only reason why I don't want to do it every day, because I'm like, I just want to be in a theater without worrying about the sound quality and the this and the that. So that's the only reason why I'm sort of like,
Let's talk about another project, something you're involved with right now.
what?
Where you put your producer cap on to help support a one-man show from Tony winner Ariel Stachel, a Jewish actor of Israeli, Yemeni, and Ashkenazi descent, who himself has been extremely vocal against anti-Jew bigotry. Amazing videos online. It's currently playing off-Broadway at the Greenwich House Theater. What is the show about, and how and why are you involved?
I knew about the show. I heard it was great. I didn't know that much about it. Then LaChance, who I've known for 8,000 years, announced she was producing it. And I researched more of it, and I texted her, and I was like, I'm so happy you're doing this. I just love that she was producing it. And I was talking to her about it, and I said, I want to be involved. And so did my husband, James. I did an interview with her and Ariel and more potential investors, and I brought Deborah Messing, and then she said, I want to be a producer too. Anyway, the show is about, it's really fascinating. He grew up with a lot of anxiety, unlike other Jews, just kidding, like all Jews, but actually super anxiety. And because he's Yemeni, Israeli, Arab, Jew, he looks very Arabic, and after 9/11, classmates were calling him a terrorist. So he was mortified, and then someone randomly thought he was black. So he started pretending he was black because he fit in that way. So he completely pretended he was black. And then his father, who looks very Israeli, Yemeni, he basically denied having a father. He like got his father out of the picture. And this went on for years. And of course, it built up all of his anxiety and OCD. And it wasn't until he was at NYU, he admitted he was not black. I mean, it's a fascinating story.
Wow.
And then, he kind of really acknowledged the really the Yemeni aspect of himself. But then after October 7th, he had to grapple also with the Jewish aspect. So it's just about sort of, that's why it's called other. It's like, where the hell do you fit in? And people really can be all things. It's really funny. And I just loved it. I sat right back at Leslie Odom Jr. At opening night. It was very exciting. And I love Ari. He's such a great guy. And he has great videos online. And he's much, even though he's an anxious person, he's a much calmer, sweeter presence, whereas I just feel I'm an anxious person online, whereas I feel he's a very calming presence.
Yes, certainly very deliberate when he speaks on camera about this stuff.
Very kind.
Who's this show for? Who is the audience for this show?
This is my example. When Donna McKechnie did a chorus line about an older dancer who wants to be in the ensemble instead of be a star, everyone was like, oh, all these, I guess, older dancers will identify. Donna McKechnie told me that the people that wrote her the most were men over 50 who've been fired from their jobs that wanted to go back to the workforce. meaning the more specific a story is, the more universal. So even though Ari's story is about, pretending that he's black, it's just about not fitting in and the pain of denying who you are. And I feel we all have done that. I equated it with LaChanze, Broadway style, because if you're a dancer, oftentimes you're just disregarded as an actress and a singer, and you kind of have to deny that, because LaChanze is an amazing dancer, but you have to deny that you're a dancer in order to be respected, because her Color Purple, she's a brilliant actress. But if people thought she was a dancer first, I don't think they would respect her acting and singing. Just like a lot of times when someone has a horrible voice on Broadway, they're like, but she's a great actress. I'm like, but Betty Buckley has an amazing voice and is a great actress. Like, I don't know if people fully respect you when you have an amazing voice. Whereas if you have a bad voice, they tout your acting. Anyway, my point is, to me, it's for everybody, because I think we've all pretended to be people we're not. But of course, also, it's, great if you're Jewish, because you're like, yeah, like we all love Paul Newman. We all love somebody Jewish that's out there doing something. But I think everyone seems to identify with it. And there are a lot of videos of people after the show saying, oh my God, that was my story, even though they're nothing like Ari.
Let's talk briefly about your Jewish upbringing.
Oh.
We both went to Jewish sleepaway camp. You and I both.
No.
No, you didn't go to Jewish sleepaway camp?
Are you kidding me? I didn't go to sleepaway camp. Gina,
I feel like I read about you going to sleepaway camp.
I went to camp.
Not sleepaway.
Never sleepaway. Oh my God, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it. No, I have to escape. I don't want to be around other kids that are going to torment me. No.
Oh.
Never.
So where did you learn?
I went to Jewish day camp.
Okay.
Hillel.
So Jewish day camp. Okay.
Jewish
so we both
day
went to
camp.
Jewish summer camp.
We went to Jewish
Let's go
summer
there.
camp, yes. Which is funny because my parents are definitely not religious. I think it's just that sort of like when you're Jewish, you're like, oh, Jewish. So I even went to yeshiva for 2 years, but I begged to leave because there was no music. There was no creativity. It was really, actually, it's shocking when Jews really are about creativity in many ways. That's such a part of our culture. But I was so depressed and I begged my parents. So I went to public school by 3rd grade. But anyway, I went to Hillel Jewish Summer Day Camp, and that's where I got my first role. I was the lion in The Wizard of Oz. And I had loved Broadway anyway because my parents took me to see my first Broadway show, naturally, was Hair. What? Spent the next 3 years completely naked. But anyway, I saw Broadway when I was 4 years old in the 70s when I saw Hair. But the point is
Your parents took you as a 4-year-old to go see Hair?
Yeah, and you know what? I always make fun of them, but the reality is it's a really uplifting, joyous show about peace and...
Well, my problem wasn't the drugs. Mine was, the full cast of naked people on stage.
It's only during the end of Act 1, and literally...
They could cover your eyes.
One of the only memories I have is my mother's hand going like that.
Okay.
I 100% remember that. Even though it's not even sexual, I think it was just like,
Right.
you don't need to see it.
You
So
don't
I
need to see
remember
that.
a giant mother hand.
But also, it's like there's not really a story.
No, but it's
so
great music.
As a kid, I imagine like you, especially with ADHD, like I have memories of going to my family took me to Fiddler on the Roof when I was 6 or 7, and my memory is crawling around on the floor, at being so bored and like couldn't sit through the show.
No, Hair has 1,000 songs.
Right.
So it's really fun to listen to the music.
So maybe as a kid,
However,
it's better.
the Raul Julia version of Three Penny Opera, I was going to kill myself. I was like, it has a lot of songs. They're all atonal. Mac, you appear again. Okay, so that was horrible. But Hair was fantastic. My point is, Hello Jewish Summer Day Camp, I played the lion, and that's what gave me the comedy acting bug. I was so... oh my God, it was one of the best memories of my life. And then after that, I went to just musical theater camp. I went to USDAN, USDAN. And that was also the first time I'd been around, there's no internet back then. I was around a bunch of kids that were obsessed with theater. Like I'd never been around that before. So it was like, I was playing Anybody to think that I'm mad. I was playing like Evita and having people sing along. I was like, Evita? Like, no, I remember calling my friend Michael Smith on the phone, not a theater kid, holding up the phone to Ain't Misbehavin', and the end when she goes, get some cash for your trash, and going, oh my God, Nell Carter's belting an E. She's belting an E. And I'm sure he was like, I don't know what belting is. I don't know what an E is. Where's my Atari? So the point is, I'd never been around theater kids. So USDAN was like the most amazing experience of my life.
You got a special present for your bar mitzvah. That, I got like a big CD player with speakers. I got a bunch of silver yods, which are the pointers for the Torah. You got something very different.
Oh, my friend Alan Hahn. So my first professional job was Oliver at the North Stage Dinner Theater. It was the most amazing experience ever because I got paid to perform. I was with Shani Wallace, who played Nancy in the movie. It was like, I couldn't believe my life. Then I couldn't believe the clinical depression after the show closed. Couldn't leave my house or take a shower. Part 2. But the point is, I became friends with this kid named Alan Hahn. And for my bar mitzvah, he got me the 2-album set of Evita. Is that what you're referring to?
It sure is.
I remember sitting on my couch, opening it up. There were included lyrics. And there's that crazy beginning. What is it? Oh my God. It was so eerie and weird. And oh my God, I love that show so much. I loved it so much. Not to the point where Mo Rocca loved it. Mo Rocca memorized the role of Che because he thought, what if Mandy Patinkin gets sick? So he thought that if Mandy Patinkin was sick, they would know that he had it memorized and would call him to go on. I don't know how kids' brains work, but just you should ask him that story. It's totally true. So I wasn't that Cuckoo Bird McGee, but I was obsessed with Evita. God, I love that score.
And then you admired Patti LuPone, and then one day you're playing piano for her.
Basically, every single person I grew up obsessed with, I got to perform with and make them sing the songs I was obsessed with. Like, Patti would always sing Don't Cry For Me Argentina, but she never sang Rainbow High, like in 30 years. But I was with her in Provincetown, and I was like, we have to do Rainbow High. And I'll never forget the most like insider moment. We finished our first concert. They wouldn't stop applauding, and she looked at me and she said, do you want to do BA? And BA is what
Buenos
insiders call Buenos
Aires?
Aires. I couldn't believe she was calling it the nickname with me. What's new? Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, I played for Andrew McCardle. I got her. She always used to do Tomorrow. She never used to do Maybe. I got her to do Maybe. I was telling you before, I worked with Chita Rivera. I had her do the Tonight Quintet. Almost every single person I grew up with, I got to perform with and have them sing. Because by the way, you also may not know this, but my mother would get me tickets for Broadway shows, but only after the original cast had left. So I saw Andrew McCardle's replacement. I saw Patti LuPone's, not only replacement, her matinee cover. I saw the entire new cast of A Chorus Line. So basically, I've now been able to get all these original cast members and make them perform for me what I never got to see them perform when I was a kid.
You have really manifested all your greatest dreams.
And I keep thinking, thank God I learned the piano. What if I had been like a trumpet player? I'd be like, Patty, sing for me. I mean, thank God I can play for everybody. I've been really lucky. I mean, except for Barbara. I still haven't gotten her to sing, but she did come see my comedy show, which was unbelievable. With Jimmy Brolin. Yeah, and she came backstage. That was amazing. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay.
She's Jewish. I don't know if you know.
Barbara?
Yeah. Streisand.
Streisand.
Or as my mother calls it, Streisand.
Like, she's like from that pop song, Barbara Streisand. That one.
That is so weird. You know that song? I just heard that recently in Orange Theory. I'm like, what is this song?
It was like a very popular song,
It's
however,
so
when it came out. Now it's like 5-10
weird.
years ago or something.
Wait, I literally thought it was a newfangled song that just came out this year.
No.
I'm so out of it. I'm like, how do you know that hip song? Okay, have you heard of Carly Simon? Anyway, okay, go on.
Okay, so now we're going to jump into a new segment on our show called 5 Deep Questions. This is something that is only for folks in the Kehillah. So if you're not in our community yet, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show.
What, turn off the camera?
No, you gotta. It's gonna cut.
Okay.
You're gonna cut. You're not gonna hear it. If you want to hear it, beingjewishpodcast.com/community. Sign up and join. This is the bonus exclusive content that's just for.
I know, but I never said I would do OnlyFans. It's freaking me out. What do I have to do?
Well, the OnlyFans is after.
Oh, this is the next level.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the premium
I gotta
tier.
lose like 20 pounds for that.
I always like to end the show generally with some kind of lightning round. I've got a special one for you specifically. I'm going to call it One Note Wonder. I'm going to sing one note, one lyric, see if you can guess the song, and then I'll continue to give you more if you need them.
Okay.
And you'll also notice there's a theme.
Okay.
Who
Am I?
Yes.
2460. Who?
nailed it on the first round? And I'm also going to stylize them to give you
that was
some
good.
hints. So that's one. Okay. Who
Well, that's so mean. I don't know. Keep going. Who will buy this? That was my solo. I was the milk maid changed to milk boy, but I was.
Milk Boy. All right. Who
Keep going.
loves?
You pretty baby.
Boom. All right.
Wow, I love your placement keeps changing.
Okay, I'm moving around. Okay. What?
Wait. What do you do
Yes.
with a BA in English? Oh my God,
Nailed
Jonah,
it.
you're so good at this.
What?
Do you get when you fall in love?
No, good one.
Thank you.
What is this?
Feeling?
Yes.
I think it's a little more.
Yes.
What is this? Yeah, it's a little more.
What is this
what
feeling?
yeah.
So sudden and new.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah, I
know you
didn't
were-
give you enough there.
He was backstage
Okay.
changing his Fiero.
What?
More.
What did I
What did I ever see in him?
Yep.
Well, it's more.
No,
Sheeta.
I didn't give it to you.
What did I? It's them.
Okay.
What did I ever
I'm
see
just going
in
into like
him?
female sounding voice, but I got to. Okay. So we did who and what. Let's get to the where's.
Really good.
Where?
I mean, I know one of them has to be where.
No, that one was too easy, so I didn't
Okay,
do it. Too
oh,
much
okay.
melisma. Okay.
Okay.
Where do I?
Oh my God. Where do I go? Follow the river.
Yes,
Julia
sir.
Murney's version of My Hair album is unbelievable. Yeah.
Amazing. When you
say Vegas, honeymoon in Vegas.
when you see.
Oh my God. When
Now
you
you got
see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for another guy. We're going to do a
Hey, there
gay
you go.
version of it, guys and guys.
Guys and guys, you heard it here, folks. All right. When a thing
Called Wick?
when a thing is wick.
When a thing is Wick. I don't know Secret Garden.
When a thing is wick, it has a light about it.
Who did the national tour? Roger Bart.
Oh, interesting. I can see it.
Who was
Okay.
in the ensemble, but they wrote an extra moment for her, Audra McDonald,
Amazing.
as the Aya, and then she made her Broadway debut in that show.
All right, we got to. Okay.
Sorry.
Come on, here we go.
I love trivia.
Why?
God, why?
Yes.
Wow, brava. But I
Thank
should have
you.
sung it. Why, God, why this? Okay.
Mama. Okay. Last. We've done who, what, where, when, why. Here comes how. How. How to.
How to, da-da-da-da-da.
How to apply for a job. Yep.
I did that with Matthew Broderick.
How. How do. How do you.
Oh, of course. How do you walk to the audience with a cap on, man? Rent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
I was
know
just
where
doing the
the other
blocking.
part went.
I was
but
doing the
okay.
blocking, man. Walking
Okay.
forward, man.
Last one. How.
Wow, nice placement.
Yeah. How do.
No.
Yeah. How do you solve?
Oh, but it's higher.
How do you solve a problem?
Let me just say, the one you know that when she effing gets married, that's the music that's playing. So as Maria's getting married, her music is "You're an annoying person." Da 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 da. She's like, I don't need to hear about how annoying. That's literally watch the movie.
Incorrect motif.
It's so passive aggressive. A flippity chip. We used to sing. She climbs a tree and squats to pee. Her dress has got. Anyway, that's what we sing in piano bar.
That was one note wonder.
That was
with
really
Seth
good.
Rudetsky. Thank you. All right, I told you we were going to be doing something special at the end, and we're about to do it. Let me first just thank my friend Seth here for taking a break out of his insane life to join me. Remember, if you want to hear today's 5 deep questions with Seth Rudetsky, enjoy monthly hangouts with me, join our private community forum, and more, head over to beingjewishpodcast.com/community and sign up. Now, to finish off, a little stage magic. I couldn't let legendary musical director Seth Rudetsky come on my show and not sing with him. So we decided to spotlight a song by a Jewish artist whose message really embodies what I hope this show and the wonderful people on it mean to all of you. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water.
I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when the evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on the way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. I will ease your mind.
Good, that's good.
Not bad for our first time ever singing that song and your first time ever playing it and our first time ever doing it together.
It's the beginning of our concert tour.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you all right back here for the next musical episode of Being Jewish with me, Jonah Platt.
Today's episode is brought to you by Berkeley Moshav, a Jewish co-housing community being built in California. Visit berkeleymoshav.org to learn more.